And we are live on the SideQuest live, coming at you once a week on the old internets. It is going to be a fun show today. We are SideQuesting's premier podcast. Fuck all the other SideQuesting podcasts. We're the best one. We're the only podcast for SideQuesting.com. That's why. You can find us over at SideQuesting.com, obviously, where we talk about video games and news and all the kind of fun stuff that you like, which is what we're going to talk about here today. I'm Dolly Demovsky. You can see right there at Dolly Demovsky. This way, to my left, your right, JJ Holder. There you go.
There we go. Let's get that. There we go.
Always impossible to it's over here. Yeah. And the gentleman below us, Zacharias Quest.
I just have to remember, it's like, no, I got to lift the hand that's opposite of Shinji and Asuka.
There you go. And then below me right there, Taylor Bliss. Taylorton Bliss.
You struggled to read that. Are you doing okay, Dally?
I'm doing better. I've been better. I got new glasses. Hey, let's start with that. So check it out. Ready? So I told you guys about my dying eyesight, and I bought those Gunners, which sort of help. But then I thought, I hate having to switch back and forth with Gunners, and I just got a new prescription that was coming in. And I threw out there, I'm like, should I get something with light blockers on there? And depending on who you asked, it was yes and no. A lot of people said that, you listen, ophthalmologists, even the ophthalmologists, when I called them, they said, yeah, they don't work. Don't. It's a scam. It just changes the color of the screen. I'm like, but my friend said I should get it. And they're like, do you really want it? Yeah. They're like, okay, it's an extra $125, sir. I'm like, okay. So Zach, it cost me $125, but look how snazzy these guys are. I'm pretty excited to be. Wow, stuff is in 3D again. I'm excited to be wearing
depth
new
of
glasses.
Field. Wow.
There's depth of field.
You're old as hell.
Yeah, I know. Well,
Only old people wear glasses.
They were almost going to offer me bifocals.
With the hat and the Under Armour and the glasses, Dally really is living that like NPR life. Over
totally.
I'm surrounded by old people and hipsters, dude.
Yeah, this is the Utica Unicorns. They won our local independent minor league championship. Go Unicorns! I know several of the players watch SideQuest. No, they don't, but I'm going to get them to watch SideQuest. And hey guys,
we can pretend.
We can pretend. We usually get into news, and there's not a ton of news. But
there's a little bit of news.
Well, then go ahead.
Zach,
I got a couple news bites I can throw in there.
Only because the big one was the continuation of the saga that you were following.
Yes, the Ren and Stimpy joining Nickelodeon in the All-Star Brawl. That is a
that's not what I was thinking of. But yeah, that's another one.
I mean, it's kind of related to the Blizzard stuff if you think about it.
That's true. Yeah,
read me that. Can you paint me that picture just like real quick, right quick?
Okay, so some bad stuff happened over there. The SEC is sending what is it? They're sending bad stuff to the CEOs of Activision to investigate.
Bad stuff.
Yeah.
The worst stuff you can think of, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to find the exact word. I can't find it in my head, so I'm scrolling through my the SEC has issued subpoenas to the video game company and several executives, including CEO Bobby Kotick. So they're officially being like rammed by the state. So,
SEC is that's above state, right? I mean, now we're talking on a federal level. Mm-hmm. So this is no longer a California problem. This is now a crosshairs of the United States government issue. When you you can kind of squirrel around when the state is bothering you, but when you get subpoenaed by the federal government, it's kind of over.
Yeah,
you show up for that.
Yes,
it's kind of weird to think about, but video games being such a huge thing, we haven't had something this big ever, really. And eventually, when industries and business get so big, there's cases that come out that go to the Supreme Court to set a precedent for what happens in that industry. And I think we're at that point now where we're going to hit the Supreme Court, and there's going to be some like actual like laws coming in for workers' rights and video game industry hours and a bunch of shit. So it's probably will be good, or it could be bad. It could just be like nothing happens. So I don't know, but.
Yeah, what is the last big video game? Would it have been the fucking like Mortal Kombat era, like taking it to court to see?
I was seeing like the hot coffee mod.
Yeah, I guess hot coffee. Yeah.
But that didn't do anything. It was just like, you can access this old thing that we had in our game. Sorry, this is like, hey, people died and their rights were revoked, and we've shredded private documents, and we've hidden things from the government, and so it's like there's just a lot of stuff happening here.
Yeah, I mean, I think you almost have to separate it into two planes, right? One is kind of like what is progressed in IP law, and the other one is what is progressed in worker law, and like you kind of have to look at them as separate, because we basically we haven't really had a huge case about IP law in relation to copyright and stuff like that in a very, very long time, and it's probably want to get because like that stuff's like pretty established and nobody really touch it.
Yeah, like the Nintendo Universal thing was kind of the last major
right
thing.
I mean, look at it this way: Nintendo squashes this stuff on such a regular basis that like it's not unknown. However, stuff like for worker rights and stuff like that, that's where the boundaries have been pushed. So that's where we're going to see the laws be made.
Going to be interesting.
But anyway, so how does that relate to the Nickelodeon?
Oh, because the Ren and Stimpy guy was like a big sex pest.
Oh yeah, he's a sex pest. Yeah,
that's why I brought that up.
Yeah.
Nice. I couldn't figure out why they were related.
Yeah, John K is a piece of shit, and so is Activision Blizzard. So there we go.
That's why I said it's kind of related.
No, it makes sense, dude. I've been enlightened.
You guys see who's on there? It's good old Ryan Gann.
Oh, Ryan.
Well, what's up, dude?
The other part is Activision published a bunch of Nickelodeon games at some point, didn't they? I think they did.
Probably.
Yeah, they did the SpongeBob ones.
Did they? I think they did like a Turtles game
and the Jimmy Neutron, and yeah,
and then THQ did everything else. So.
Yeah.
Pretty wild.
Good. Well, not good for Activision. Not good for the poor workers there, because that's a shitty situation. But Battlefield 2042 has been delayed.
Thanks, Jeff Grubb.
It can't be.
Oh, Jeff's fault.
Never.
I don't think Taylor saw this because he was on vacation, but like Jeff like leaked it, and then
actually, I think I caught this right at the tail end that he linked on Twitter like a pic about 2042, and then it happened like an hour later or something like that. Or what was the deal?
But that's not the fun. The funny part is almost immediately after he leaked it, the EA's stock took a shit, like a massive.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And so everyone immediately starts putting him on blast on Twitter.
That was pretty funny.
It was very good.
It was good. It really was good.
Yeah.
Because he actually mentioned it like a few days before too. Because there's if there was going to be any game that gets delayed, it was going to be Battlefield, because that happened to Battlefield V or whatever 5.
Yeah.
5 that happened to that game. Yeah.
V has come too.
Because Battlefield 5 actually came after Battlefield 1, which came after Battlefield 4.
Yes.
Right.
That's it's the Xbox naming.
It makes sense.
It makes sense. No, but so if there was going to be any game delayed, it was going to be that. And it.
It looks kind of bad when your stock rides so high on a singular title, though.
Yeah.
That's that's pretty bad.
Especially when it's not even like it's like some middling. It's EA. Like they just released Madden, which.
I mean that's the thing. We're talking about a massive company, and it's like our game got mildly delayed, and how far did it drop?
Like 20%, like 22%. I think
that's crazy.
For what is really an insignificant delay. Like it's not like it was.
No, dude, it's for
like
the
a
fiscal year. For
Yeah.
the fourth part of the fiscal year, this is important.
Yeah.
Like it continued to. I'm just sorry, I just pulled it up. Like it's been continuing to drop.
Yeah.
It was at 145 on Tuesday of last week, and now it's at 130.
Wow.
What the? That's
Nice.
so bizarre. Anyway, so I don't know. It's just like I've never thought of EA as a Battlefield monolith, so it's really weird for shareholders to all of a sudden treat it like that. That's strange.
Yeah.
Well, what Battlefront was 3 years ago, or 2 years ago? 2 years ago was Battlefront, because the year before that was Battlefield. Right, 2018 was Battlefield 5. 2019 was Battlefront. Nothing in 2020. Okay.
Well, actually, I didn't realize this. This is dated today. Since we're talking about
Breaking
Electronic
news.
Arts,
Breaking.
they
World.
completed the acquisition of a mobile game company from AT&T called Playdemic.
Playdemic.
I remember
Playdemic.
For $1.4 billion in cash.
What?
Okay,
Dude,
sure.
what? Golf
Who's
Clash.
Oh, they make a bunch of sports stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, on their website, they only have one game listed, and it's called Golf Clash. That's $1.4 billion right there.
That is worth 11 Discords, apparently.
11
Discord got evaluated at like 11
That's right.
billion.
Yeah.
So
they let companies just have a bidding war. They're like, we're going to stay put. And then PlayStation came in with like $500 million, something crazy like that.
They also made Lego Star Wars Battles. That might be the real one. Anyway,
for mobile. Okay.
Yeah.
News wise, do you have anything else, Zach?
Trying to think.
Hey, what's everyone's thoughts on a potential Quantic Dream Star Wars game?
Oh yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I think that it's as long as David Cage doesn't write, it'll be good.
I mean, as they point, some folks point out in the Discord, the fact that you're dealing with Lucasfilm IP automatically restricts.
JJ,
I think that was you, JJ. Automatically restricts a significant amount of what is possible for him to fuck with shit. So I'm sure that it's going to feel very similar to a Quantic Dreams game, which that might be the bigger issue.
Yeah.
If that's not what you're feeling.
I was thinking about rotating the stick and then pulling the trigger to like use the force to pull your lightsaber or something. Like,
I mean that sounds exactly like the kind of thing that you're probably going to get out of a Quantic Dreams Star Wars game.
Yeah.
Yes,
Quantic Dreams' whole shtick plays really well with like psychic powers and things. So yeah, it's.
I mean,
I don't know what. I don't know what. Yeah. I don't know what kind. Like, I don't know what kind of game. Like, it's apparently supposed to be more action oriented, which.
Ew.
I mean, the problem is that's not really what they excel at. So, like, I mean, I was actually about to say the opposite of like, I mean, I feel like some of the more interesting Star Wars games have been on the narrative side of things rather than on the action side of things, and that this will be a cool way to go. But if they're just gonna be like, we'll just figure out how to do action, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. It'd be like if Traveler's Tales, like, or like, okay, we're gonna make a new like Monkey Island game, but it's going to be like focused solely on the sword fighting aspect.
It's a platformer now.
Yeah.
It's an indie game. It's a platformer.
It's an indie game.
Pixel art, all that stuff.
Other than that, I got nothing else. Nothing else.
Hold on. Let me just do video game news. What else we got?
Oh yeah, and heavy rain.
Look, I unapologetically enjoy Heavy Rain. It's corny as hell, but I don't know. That's just.
I like Heavy Rain a lot.
Yeah,
even though it's bad.
Heavy Rain I like.
It's bad.
What was the kid's name again? Jason? What was the kid's name?
Yeah.
Jason.
Press X to Jason.
Press X to Jason. Yeah.
Like Indigo Prophecy was always a PS2. Like it's just one of those PS2 ass games where it's like, okay, we're gonna try to get weird with sort of hardware that can't really handle weird that well.
That's one that they need to remake because I can see them redoing Indigo Prophecy and just having fun with that. But no, they made Detroit.
Yeah. Detroit, yeah. That, of all of
from Martin Luther King.
Yeah, like Beyond Two Souls was just like, okay, I guess I'm done. And then you play Detroit, and you're like, no, I'm definitely done.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely done. I ain't coming back.
Beyond Two Souls is so weird, dude.
So weird.
It's nasty. That's a nasty little game.
Yeah, it is. News. I think that's it.
No, did you guys see the Fortnite X Balenciaga?
Balenciaga, nice. Totally gonna buy it.
There's some wild shit in there. If you go to Balenciaga's website, there are several sizes already sold out.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate it.
Zach, if you had to guess what a jean jacket from this line would cost, what would you guess?
Oh no,
like $500.
Wrong.
800.
Wrong.
1,000.
More.
Holy fuck you!
Fuck you! You're not allowed to say that, Taylor.
Yeah,
1,500.
It's $1,290.
Oh my!
And it's already sold out of mediums.
That's for children, dude. What?
Yeah,
that size
wild.
medium is for kids.
It's so crazy. I mean, I think it's hilarious, but I'm not gonna buy it.
And they're also bringing Fortnite to Magic the Gathering. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Oh yeah, that's right.
They're bringing everything to Magic the Gathering at this point. Like, yeah.
Oh wait, all right. So I want you guys to guess. What do you think is the piece? Like, what type of apparel is the most expensive in the entire line?
Is there shoes? If there's shoes, I would say shoes. Then it's got to be the shoes.
No, dude, it's going to be like, I was going to say it's going to be like a watch, but it has the banana guy on it, and it's going to be all
Dally's so smart. Dally, how much are the shoes?
Well, if the jacket was $1,200, then I would say the
$2,500 for the shoes.
I would probably put over $2,000.
Yeah, $2,450.
What do they look like? What is this like?
They're not nearly as good as those Animal Crossing shoes that JJ ordered.
There you go.
Yeah. Meanwhile, my Animal Crossing Pumas. Meanwhile, my Animal Crossing Pumas were $90 and come on Thursday. So
Dude, what are these shoes?
Oh, I gotta see these. Wait a minute.
Wait, I mean it showed up in the line. Maybe that's.
Oh my! Okay, I'm gonna share this. I gotta share it.
You know what? This might not be a part of the official Fortnite line, but if you expand out the Fortnite line, these are showed directly under it, which I think is an odd choice.
This is just beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, let's go here. Let's check this out.
I'm losing my mind over the plain red T-shirt.
That's the jacket.
Oh my god! The plain red T-shirt with names on it. Is $500. Look at this. This is like Cafe Press level shit. We legitimately can make Press.
There are no sizes available of that hoodie. Look at it.
Oh my god! Holy shit! It's 720. Oh come on!
I realize I'm not like cool or hip or anything, but I didn't think I was that like out of touch with reality.
Oh my god! There's a generic gamer denim jacket. It's just called gamer denim jacket.
It has to have the word gamer on there.
It's like that hat. It's like that hat in the Sonic the Hedgehog Sonic Forces game. It's just like gamer.
Hey guys, an everyday backpack is $1,790.
Yeah, so I think I made the mistake of thinking that View More would show me more Fortnite products.
Okay,
I was tricked.
Yeah.
I'll admit.
But still, the Speed 3.0 sneaker, oh goodness.
Anyway, sucks. I wanted to make sure that was included in the news.
How much is the hat? How much is the hat?
$395, baby.
What's it made out of?
Cotton.
Organic cotton drill. Classic baseball cap shape.
As a person,
guys,
the non-classic.
Adjustable Velcro tab at back. It's Velcro.
And it's-
Oh my god, it's Velcro.
And yeah,
Oh
it's
my god.
It's Velcro with an incredibly curled brim on it too. Just
Yeah.
Wow.
really went for that brim there.
What's written on it?
Yeah, pull up the shirt so we can look at those names. Does it say
What?
Tim Sweeney on it?
I don't. No.
Dude.
Retail Row.
Oh, it's the
Oh.
names of the drop places in the game, but just in different languages.
Okay,
Okay.
that's
It makes
kind of
it,
neat.
at least it's not like the producers' names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Nelly, hold on. You have to go. All right, before we leave, go to the denim jacket.
Is the
And
banana
then-
guy on it?
And then click on and then scroll down. Look at
Yeah, this is it.
They're
This
very
is
happy.
when I go to the Met Gala. I'm totally
Yeah.
wearing this next year.
Let's all
I
go.
like
with
that. Like this is what it looks like in profile view. As if you don't know what a G jacket looks like in profile view.
This is
oh man.
this Matrix.
I was gonna say, is this
yeah.
Matrix?
Yeah, whatever the.
I love being
Revelations or
reminded about how out of touch I am.
Yeah, this literally looks like somebody from like my high school. Like,
Yeah. There you guys go.
All right.
Yeah. All
Oh
right.
boy.
Can't wait.
Yeah, Punctify. Why does it look like Trinity from 1990?
Yeah,
Exactly
exactly.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's gonna be in the
Oh.
new film. She's gonna
Yeah.
be wearing
Yeah.
that.
They're all gamers now. They're
Yeah.
all they all meet up instead of like meeting up in like a spaceship or something. It's in a lobby in Fortnite. That's their.
All right, let's talk about
There's
games.
there's no payphones anymore.
There's
So
no-
what are they gonna? Yeah.
Let's talk about games we're playing. Games that we are playing. Games. that
Video
we're
games.
playing. Video games. I will go quickly because mine's only quick stuff. So I didn't. I'm playing a couple games for review. One I haven't downloaded yet because I just got the code literally like an hour ago.
I've seen it.
Yeah, and then the other one is World War Z, which I'll have more info on that when I actually get to play that. I think that NDA is either today or tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure either, or the embargo.
World War
but I
Z,
gotta-
that brand new video game.
Brand new.
Yeah.
World War Z. Aftermath.
Definitely not just the previous game, but with extra stuff on it. It's
I never played the previous game,
Yeah.
so
What
it's
is-
good for someone.
I don't know.
It's new to him.
it's I like.
No, I'm glad that you get to
the-
experience it.
yeah.
I just don't know what they're embargoing.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know.
It's this. Yeah, it's a fine game. I liked World War Z when it came out because it's just
Okay.
Left 4 Dead, but Left 4 Dead's good. So. Yeah.
And then the other things I'm playing, I completed that Metopia, so I'm gonna talk about that, and WarioWare. I've been playing WarioWare. I went through the story mode of WarioWare, which is a good, like, I think it's like at most like an hour long, but it's cute, kind of a cute story, typical WarioWare style story. But I've been loving the ranked shit. Like everything else about the game is like, it's hit or miss. You don't really need it. But the rank stuff is pretty awesome because you get these daily missions, and the daily missions, like, you can upgrade your characters, like their outfits and their colors and all that kind of stuff.
That's
but
cool.
playing ranked sessions online, playing ranked sessions to like match you up against, other players is really cool, just to kind of see how good you are at these micro games. And fuck, some people are kind of amazing at these, but I do sort of blame, again, I mentioned it last week when I talked about it. There are no touch control games, which is a huge miss on this. They should have had some
That's
type of touch
very
control.
curious.
There's no gyro games, another huge miss on this.
That's weird.
There's no like IR games. There's nothing with like the HD Rumble or anything like that. Like you would expected some
Not
of that
even
stuff.
HD Rumble.
Nothing.
You would
It's
think, yeah.
literally just a platformer. And this game, the micro games play like platformers. You have a character that you use in each one of these, and the little character, every one of the characters on Wario's team has sort of a different set of movesets. So Wario can sort of float around and then ram forward. Other characters can fly around like one other character flies around, I think Orbulon flies around in the UFO and like beam stuff up. Some characters can only jump and then do double jump. So every character has like a different. Some can teleport across the screen. They have different type of moves, and you use those different moves to kind of solve the little micro games differently each time. But again, it's essentially like a single screen timed platformers, and I don't know if I love that yet on its own, but I do love it in the ranked stuff. So yeah, WarioWare is fun. If you're interested in WarioWare games, it's fun. I wouldn't pay the $40 or whatever the price is, or the $50 whatever it is. I would wait till it's on sale somewhere.
Yeah.
But okay, that's it for me. Oh, you got any questions?
I'm disappointed it doesn't have the toy box stuff, because I always liked that toy box stuff that the WarioWare games have, where it just lets you play around with like just little bullshit, like whatever the gimmick of the system is. They always like to play around with that stuff.
Yeah, they don't have that, unfortunately. There's a lot of stuff that's sort of. I really feel like they were real, and the whole slate of games for the Switch this fall. I really do feel like they're like, crap, we got to get something out because the big stuff ain't going to be done. So how fast can you guys put up? We had this WarioWare thing sitting around that was partly done for the Wii U, and let's just somebody polish it off real quick. And then we had,
I feel like the Wii U one would have been way more interesting if you want to be honest.
The Wii U one was actually kind of interesting. I mean, that was it like designed like the Game & Watch was a Game & Wario, the actual
Game & Wario.
But this one isn't. It's. I think they could do a lot. Could have done a lot more with it, but whatever. WarioWare
seems to be the case with Nintendo recently with their like smaller IP, which is like they could do better.
Because there's that, and in the next few weeks is the Mario Party with all the Nintendo 64 greatest hits thing. But I'll be interested. Like, it's the same thing where it's just like it's the 3 Nintendo 64 games kind of mashed up, but at least it's launching with online multiplayer instead of like adding it.
As a brand new game, they could have done what they should have did, which is patch this in to the first Mario Party for Switch. And everybody knows it, including people at Nintendo.
And I would be surprised if if this was going to be some, DLC or something. And then again, they just kind of looked at the timing and looked at what they got coming out, and stuff's being laced. They thought, you know what?
I don't know. Also, the play mechanic. The play mechanics aren't exactly the same between Super Mario and the Nintendo 64 games. So it's.
Okay, let's go to sad. Who wants to go next? Who has the fewest games, but it doesn't really matter. Who wants to go next?
I'll go. I only got one. I was on vacation. I played one video game. I played 2 video games because I'll include 2 video games because one's a gotcha, so that won't take long.
Okay, I downloaded this one.
I was playing some World Flipper, flipping worlds.
I think everyone on here downloaded World Flipper.
It's pretty decent.
So in terms of what is it like?
It's a gotcha game, Dolly. I already said that.
Yeah,
it's a game where you collect small people inside your telephone.
The game part of it is completely irrelevant to the.
It is. Yeah, it doesn't matter. No, the actual gameplay is, you make your team of 3. Technically, you can have 6 because there's like backup units to your main 3. And they are in a small, little pinball machine. And that's the whole thing. You literally kill enemies by flipping your 3 characters at them and making them hit them. And then every character has a power or like a special ability. And then you have to, then you just got to grind and level them up. I will say I finished the story off, and it's actually it's a little light on content at the moment. I don't know if we have everything that, because this has been out for over a year in Japan. So I'm assuming that they're still localizing stuff that we haven't seen. But it feels a little light, but that's only because there's a bunch of stuff that I could do with a team like 4 times as powerful as what you get after you've beat the story. And I'll probably end up stopping because like that's the only thing that was like tugging me along, and the just like rise and grind mindset of gacha is like completely boring to me. But anyway, but it's still pretty good. You know, I didn't spend any money on it, so
so you mentioned rise and grind, but that's exactly how I play a lot of these gacha games, which is like I'll wake up in the morning, alarm goes off at like whatever 6 o'clock or something, and I lie in bed for like 25 minutes just going through the gacha games that I have, going through I'll go through my daily Mario Kart free thing, whatever, and the race to give you like a free pull, Dragalia Lost, Fire Emblem, just to do gacha all the shit that I can. And then I think I end with Mario Run and Animal Crossing because I get those platinum points.
Mobile games.
I get those platinum points that you can use on free shit. And I have so much swag that I got from the Nintendo store.
So this is one type of grind, but it's not the type of grind that I'm talking about.
Yeah, you're talking about actual grinding.
Yeah, I'm talking about like, I'm not talking about getting your daily bonuses. I'm talking about spending 4 hours straight just refilling your stamina for small tradable tokens to get specific items, and it's just like that. Yeah, and then once it like hits that point, I'm like, yo, dog, I'll see you later. I'll be back in 6 months.
Yeah.
Okay. But then other than that, I was pretty much just glued to I buckled down and I got into Dragon Quest 11.
Oh yeah. Nice.
So
did you beat it?
What are you playing on?
I beat it. No. So I was playing it exclusively on Game Pass streaming on my phone.
Through touch?
So I have no, God no. It's disgusting. No, so I will say my main takeaway is that I was playing with the Razer Kishi, which I bought.
Okay. Oh, nice.
2.5 weeks ago because it was
like on sale.
It was like 50% off. It was an excellent sale. And the responsiveness with Kishi is really, really good.
Yeah.
With touch, not. That's a touch would be like, fuck, I have no idea where my Kishi is and I want to play this game really bad. I can't imagine playing a game that requires any sort of reaction time being possible with the touch controls. The input lag is just too bad. But with Kishi, on the other hand, like I actually played, when I first got it, I tested it with Halo 5. And it's not my favorite because the screen's just so small for an FPS, but they scale it really well for Dragon Quest 11. And yeah, so I managed to dump a few hours into that, played it some more yesterday and today.
Escape from the sewers.
Yeah, dude, literally the first day. So I start my vacation. I'm like, all right, let's do it. We'll figure this out. And that's where my save was in the sewers. And so I do that. I play for like 20 minutes. I get out, and then it rolls the intro to the game, and I was like, oh fuck, yeah. I hadn't even started the video game. Yep. And the date on my last save was, I think, like December 24th of last year. Okay. Was when I had last played it. So I'm like 15 hours in now.
Okay. Hey, you're about 1/5 of the way done.
Yeah. So like, I know that that's the general consensus. I just don't know, like, obviously a bunch of shit has to happen in a various amount of ways. They've already done it in the story up till now. I am currently at the point where I have to get to the tree. Although that's like a lot of the first third of the game, it feels like, is trying to need to get to the tree. But now I know how to get to the tree, and that's where I'm currently at.
Getting to the tree.
I have to get to the tree.
That's a good game, dude.
I'm in that. It's right where you are as well. Yeah, I'm trying to get to the tree. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. I need to get the orbs. That's what I have to do. I have to collect all the orbs.
Yeah, it does this. It does the thing that Nier does, where you reach a point, you're like, okay, this is the end. And it's like it ends. And it's like, oh, it keeps going. Okay, it does that like 4 or 5 times. So.
Great.
I will say, like, because when you commented, I remember when I mentioned that I was going to play it in Discord, and then you made the comment about like you'll get to the point where it's like and I was like, oh, this must be what he's talking about when you go back in time to before your before things happened to your village. I was like, yeah, this has got to be it. I was like, no, this isn't it, because that lasted for like a second and it was over and never happened again.
There's a lot of stuff that happens in that game. It's full of stuff. It's like I don't even know how they pack so much like shit into this game, but it's full. And then they released the Switch version and the PC update with even more stuff, with the 2D version of the game and the 2D extra missions that add on to the end of the game. And it's like
so I did
crazy.
They introduce the 2D extra stuff as part of the story.
Love it.
In the version that I'm playing. I'm assuming that it wasn't there originally.
It wasn't.
No,
it was only
you're playing the S version.
Yeah, I'm playing the S version. So like when you get to one of the towns, probably like maybe 7 hours in or something like that. One of the dudes is just sitting out there. It's like, yo, hop into my dream bus real quick. We got to go to 2D land. And I have no idea how to get back there, by the way.
Videos on YouTube.
I have like no clue how, like I've unlocked 2 more of them and I have no idea how to get back there at this point. I probably missed a tutorial.
Gotta start microdosing and then you'll have
just about. But that stuff actually is really cool. And I'm assuming that they're actual specific plot points from previous Dragon Quest games is what I'm assuming. Because I've never played any of them.
The very first one that you do is from the first Dragon Quest.
That's what I assumed. It was very like prototypical, save the world. Like obviously it's only a snippet, but like that's what my assumption was. So it was very like I liked how easy it was to kind of figure out that like that's what they were doing, and so I do want to hop back into and it's like see more of those now that I get a few more of the words. But so I don't know. We'll see. I'm along for the twists and the turns. Figure it out. I will say though, after getting back home, I was happy playing it on the phone, and then I got back to like I'm playing on my PC, and I've got high refresh rate monitors and obviously a gaming ring and stuff like that, and I don't want to go back to the phone.
No,
I don't want to. It's definitely good, and I'm happy that it's an option. But I very much want to play on my computer. But it's Game Pass is still good though. I was totally not on streaming yet, but this past week was pretty decent.
I think it's really good for certain types of games, especially. Like I don't think I would play it for like heavy action games, but for RPGs and for Sims and that kind of stuff. I think there could be some really nice usages for it. And that's what you'd want to play on like a mobile device too. I don't think you want to play Halo Infinite. I
tried the show on like the cloud thing, and I'm like, nope. Baseball requires a very specific level of latency that
I mean, I think my biggest issue with trying to play Halo 5 was just the fact that the 90% of the shooters I played in the past 8-10 years have all been on PC. So I like my hands aren't really like they used to be for Halo 3 when I played every FPS for the most part. When you were a young buck. Yeah. When I was a much younger man. And all my FPS was on Xbox. So, but anyway, I've talked for far too long about two games that probably did not require that amount of time.
I was gonna say, what's the score, Dally? I see you looking over there. I see you keep playing.
Lions are still somehow winning 17-14. So
okay.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure.
Let's go to
I'll go.
Zach.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, so
Wow, me daddy.
Yeah.
So I started playing Final Fantasy 14. I don't know if you heard of it. I started a brand new character on a different server
I'm
just to like
leaving.
restart. Just to
See
like
you guys in the next
restart my just like redo the story before the expansion comes out. And it's really fun to basically see the game through like a fresh account, fresh set of eyes. It's been really, really fun just to re-experience the story, because I mean I haven't seen that story since like 8-9 years ago, so it's like, oh, this is the beginnings. So it's been really fun to do that, and that's all I'm going to talk about for 14. The next game I've been playing is Story of Seasons, Pioneers of Olive Town, which is a game that I played on my Switch in like
you reviewed,
March.
right?
Yes, in March, and it's like it was a really interesting game because it's a very like kind of sharp departure from what the series is, because the Story of Seasons games kind of have this flow of like you wake up, you do your garden, you do your farm, you go talk to the girl that you like, you go see if there's any events going on, and then you just kind of like go to bed, and like your like main thing is to figure out like how to make the most money, right? But in this newer version, when I was playing it on a Switch, I was like, this feels like a PC game. It has these sim type of like weird manufacturing like logistics ideas that you need to like get through in the game, which is very different. So like your day-to-day now is like how to refine wood to make it into a certain product, and refine the iron to make this, to combine and craft certain things. So there's a lot of more progression for you to do on the day-to-day, which is a really welcome thing, especially for someone like me who's played almost every game in this series. Is like I know what to do to be the best, and like whatever. So I've been having a lot of fun with it on my PC. It's just, it tickles that part of my brain where I'm like, I need to clear out this part of my farm, get all these resources, get this, do that. So yeah, it's actually a really solid PC port too. It runs amazingly. So definitely check that out if you want to play a Harvest Moon Story of Seasons game. And then the next game I'm playing is Deltarune, which the second chapter, chapter 2 came out last week for free. It's just crazy that Toby Fox is releasing chapters of his new game for free.
They're demos.
They're not even demos. They're like full ass like 10-hour long like story parts. And Deltarune, Undertale, those games have this. They are so unique and singular in like what their voice is. They're just such an enjoyable thing to play. The combat in Deltarune is a lot different than Undertale. It's more turn-based, more action, like time press, like pressing the buttons at a certain time, and a lot more dodging compared to the first game, at least at the beginning, because these games turn into these crazy bullet hell type of games, and it's super fun. But yeah, part 2 came out. I've been enjoying that. The story is amazing. It's so, I don't know how he does it.
He announced it on like Thursday, and it was out the next day, right?
Yeah, he did a live stream with text to speech and didn't talk.
Cool.
And he just announced the like he had like 2 of like his people on his team playing chapter 1. And all your progress from chapter 1 carries over into chapter 2, obviously. But yeah, it's just so it's just so cool to have a guy like him who has this very unique voice in the field, kind of just have a story told. So I always enjoy his stuff. And then kind of in the same vein is my big game is Eastward. Eastward is a game I've been excited about.
For that.
I've been excited about this game for like 4 years, and I just kind of stayed away from any press, any like news about it, because I knew I was going to like it. I like the aesthetic, I like the look, and I just like the general feel of it. Kind of stayed away. I had no clue what it actually was until I started playing it, and it's an immensely complex and like deep game. It's just like, but not in a gameplay sense, in the story sense. It's a very story heavy narrative experience. Like I would say it's akin to like The Last of Us, kind of like with that like really just like cutscene, a little bit of gameplay, cutscene. But instead of it being a like third person shooter, it's a Zelda game, but a narrative driven experience. And the way that the game like is, because it's based in like kind of a real life situations after this like big apocalyptic event happened, and your main character John and his adoptive daughter Sam, who he found in this like, he found her in a cave because his job is to dig, and he's found her in a cave and he's kind of just raised her. And so it's like, it's very realistic, but the way they make a dungeon into a dungeon is so interesting, because it's like you're exploring this world. It's like you're exploring an abandoned mall, but it feels like a dungeon in Zelda. It's like, oh, okay, I need to like go down the escalator and open up this door to access this shop to get this item to open up a door over here. But it just feels so natural in the way it like progresses and the way these small little dungeons that you go through. It's really interesting, because that's kind of the big part of the game, is like walking through, going through a dungeon, some little combat. Like the main character John has a frying pan, a big steel pan that he hits dudes with, and then Sam has magic, and she shoots people and freezes them, and you switch between them at the fly. So it's like you're fighting, you'll switch to Sam, freeze someone, switch to John, hit him with the pan, and then the game even splits you guys up and puts you in like a pair and like in like two rooms, so you're bouncing back and forth and like using this lever to stop something over here so John can go up, and then Sam to this. So it's like a lot of things like that too. It feels like a 2-player game, but it's just you. It's so these like this like do this like kind of like dual layer kind of thing this game does is like really interesting, and it's like on every level, like on the gameplay, on the story, everything. Because like the game's aesthetics are really pretty, like it's a gorgeous game, but it like looks all happy, it looks like a Ghibli film kind of, but then like the actual story is pretty dark. It's like it's kind of not like a fun story, but the characters are so lively and so like written well and have this amount of depth that you like you stick through it because of the way that they act, the way they make you laugh, the way they interact with the world. It has that like Earthbound humor. That's how I describe it. That weird kind of like quirky, like Terry Pratchett kind of humor is like kind of how the game is. Yeah, it's really cool. So, but it's just heavy story game. Like I read that it's like 35 hours long. So that's one. It's a long game, but it's dense. Like I've played 6 hours, and most of it's been story. Most has been me walking through and talking and getting just like taking in this world. It's just like
gorgeous looking game too.
Yeah, and then I think my favorite thing is this: the game has this commentary on culture that I really like. So we were talking about Earthbound and like Undertale and Deltarune. And like that's an obvious game that has inspired gaming culture, obviously. And in Eastward, there's this game that everyone's obsessed with. After the big like apocalypse happened, there's this one video game everyone's obsessed with called let's see, I have it written down. Earthborn. And Earthborn is this like old school monster collecting JRPG that you can play. Like you can go to the cities and play this game, and what's cool about it is the characters talk about the game, and they give you tips about the game, and you like have it's like this like conversation that you're having with these characters. Like, oh yeah, in this part of the map, I did this and this, and then you go there and you experience that thing that they talked about. So it creates this cool like conversation between you as a player and the person playing and the world. It's really interesting. It's really cool. And it's really cool to see how like the game in this like post-apocalyptic world has like affected their culture. Like they're obsessed with this game. It's like their like favorite thing. Like they talk about the show, they talk about the game like it's the best thing ever. And it's just like it's just one beacon of like hope for these characters. And it's really interesting the like how a game can affect a culture so much. And we've seen it with Undertale. We've seen it with like all these, and Eastward is very much inspired by Earthbound. So it's kind of this cool like meta commentary about that I really dig. Yeah, it's cool. It's different. It's made by like 4 Chinese guys, I think. So the storytelling is also different because it's made by people in a different country. From like I have never experienced like Chinese fiction or how those stories are told or anything. So it feels really fresh because it's from these different minds. Yeah, so it's super sick. Definitely recommend it if you want something that is slower pace. That is, it's just dense. Like it feels like a book. Like it's not like Disco Elysium dense, but it's there. It's like okay, time to sit down and read for an hour. Like but yeah, it's sick. I don't know. It's definitely probably like it's easily in my top 5 of the year. Okay. And if Cruelty Squad wasn't out, it'd probably be my favorite game of the year. But it's definitely gonna be the game I recommend to people. Like, hey, check this game out because Cruelty Squad's hard to just tell people to play because it's like Cruelty Squad is cool, but here are all these footnotes. But like this is like this game is cool. It's like
here's the companion text that I wrote to go along with Cruelty Squad. Also, like, do you have these predilections like of your tastes? Oh no, okay, maybe actually don't play.
Yeah, no, but this game is like, hey, do you like Zelda? Yeah, okay. Do you like pretty pixel graphics? Yeah, okay. Do you want to like play like a Naughty Dog story game but like pixel? Yeah, okay, just play this. It's like it's a very easy recommend, but it's also it's slow. So there's a lot. I wouldn't be shocked if people were turned off by it because I actually read some reviews today from people for the first time. A lot of their complaints were like, "There's just too much talking. The game's slow. The pacing's slow," and I'm like, dude, no, this is like perfect. It's like it's really good character writing. Yeah, and it's definitely special, and it's rare for a game to be on the back burner for like five years and have it come out and it not be a piece of shit. So definitely like check it out. So
cool.
Yep. My dog's freaking out about something over there, but yeah, yeah, dude, it's. Oh yeah, there's even like a gacha thing in the game too. You go into you collect these coins in dungeons, because in these dungeons you're finding real life things like, oh, it's a poster from the anime, and then you meet the voice actor from that show. It's like, yeah, before the fall happened, I was in that show. I played this character. It's like, oh, so there's this like thing. It's like these like relics that you find are like actual real things that real people did recently. So it's like it's cool how they contextualize the world through dungeons, but it's actually not a dungeon's real world. Anyways, you find these gacha coins and you put them in the machine and you get these little like chips, and you can put those characters that you get from the gachapon into your game that you play. Because every like city kind of has their own little arcade machine for this game because people are just obsessed with it. Yeah, so if you get a good character, you can kind of like roll the game. Anyways, it's super cool.
Excellent.
Check it out.
It's definitely on my list for sure. Definitely. Let's go to JJ to play cleanup hitter.
A complete mess of games that I've been playing.
Nice. Good man.
Before we started, I had just got kind of deep into Cruisin' Blast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was going to mention that. I saw somebody's video and I was like, yeah, I can see GJ.
Oh yeah. See, I've played the arcade version of this before, and it's kind of fun to just kind of it's both simultaneously an ugly and beautiful game because it's like really like seizure-inducing bright lights, and all of the cars are like really bright and metallic and shiny, and it's super fast. If you've played a cruising game, you've played like you mechanically know how this game works. A is gas. Hey, if you double hit the gas, you do the wheelie or do your flips and stuff. It's got a drift button. It's got nitrous. Licensed cars, which is always welcome.
Oh, that's cool.
For these, yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's definitely what I thought was missing from the cruising.
yeah.
Where's my Chrysler?
Yeah.
Right.
And just some of the most batshit insane level design you could ever like imagine with some of this stuff. It's like I one of the courses just like goes like Twister Alley, and it's like you in the middle of a like the Midwest, just like dodging tornadoes and shit. It's just like, yeah, you're just like crashing through stuff, and all of a sudden it's like, and now there's dinosaurs. Okay, fuck yeah, let's go. And it has, you know what? I'm going to can you share something? I'm not going to share something, but I can share the very, very good theme song that
Yes,
Cruisin' Blast has. It's definitely one of those things where you hear it, you're like, oh yeah, the 90s, baby. Even though this game came out in 2018, I think.
Play the music while I play the trailer here.
Yeah.
Is the Sasquatch level in this trailer? Because that's the best thing I've seen.
Come on. It has loading time issues.
It looks so good.
The Switch?
Here we go.
Loading time issues?
It's a hell of a song.
It just tells you the title.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go cruising. I mean, how could you not want to go?
Buckle up.
Let's
Is
go
the
cruising,
speed racer car in there?
I wish. The Mach 5 or the Shooting Star. But like, okay, so this is, I mean, it's published by our new best friends Game Mill, right, Zach?
They're my best friend. I love Game Mill.
We love Game Mill.
I love fighting games. Please give me the Nickelodeon All-Star fighting game.
But it's developed by Raw Thrills, who have been out there just doing some of the most like batshit insane arcade versions of things. Like, they made the Doodle Jump arcade game.
Oh, wow.
Like Alien Covenant. They did Space Invaders Frenzy, that Injustice arcade game.
The Injustice one. Wow.
Yeah, Slither.io. They did an arcade version of that. There's that Halo arcade game that they did. There's a Pac-Man game that they did. What else? The Guitar Hero arcade game.
Mm-hmm.
Just you know exactly who these guys are when you see them, and that's just sort of this is their niche in the market. They did they did a really good Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game. That's just like, it's an old school arcade game. It's 4 players. You go to it. It's set up exactly like Turtles or Turtles in Time. It's great. So they know what they're doing with like making okay, we got this IP. We got the cruising games. We're just gonna make a new cruising game, and they fucking nailed it. Like there's no complexity to this game. It's got gyro controls if you want it, and it does just have auto accelerate if you want to just turn on auto accelerate and stuff. Like it knows what it wants to be and what it's supposed to do, and it does it very, very, very well. And it's like $40, which is,
wow. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's like not that. I mean, like, you know, it probably should be like 30 or something, but you know, whatever. You're splitting hairs at a point. It is an arcade game, so it's supposed to just eat up $1 at a time, anyways. So yeah, I've only cleared a couple of the levels so far, so that's a cool little game.
Mm-hmm.
The one game that I've been playing that I've been embargoed on for 2 weeks, which seems like a for this game. Yeah, it seems like a long time for Skatebird, which is out now and on Game Pass if you really want to play Skatebird. It's cute. it's if you like Tony Hawk, I mean, you know how to play this game. It's kind of like Thug, where it's like each level is an open world, and you go up to different birds in the level, and they give you what you have to do. Hey, can you collect these letters, or like, can you do 9,000 points or whatever, stuff like that. There is a storyline to it where you are just like birds, and like the big friend, quote unquote big friend, leaves. Like he leaves and he's sad. He comes home and he's sad. We need to do something to help him feel not so sad. And so it's just these cute birds that know how to skate, and you're like using the power of skating to clean his room, or eventually it all leads to eventually it all leads to you like going to his work and fucking everything up and getting him fired, but that makes him happy, so it's all great in the end.
Launching.
It's very cute. It plays exactly like Tony Hawk. You know exactly all the button presses going into this. Except you're a little tiny bird on like a fingerboard, so the gravity, so like the gravity's a little weird. So everything's really light, and you also have basically a double jump. So like when you ollie in the air, you can press like ollie again, and you like get a little bit more air. So as you can see it, and so you spend more time getting to the ground because you're flapping your wings, and you have a scream button. As birds definitely need, is a scream button. It's Tony Hawk, but if they made Tony Hawk super fucking mellow, it's like chill. It's got like the soundtrack for the most part is like vaporwave kind of like it's. I don't like it. Yeah, it's not the best sound. There are times where like you're getting into like missions and stuff, and like a ska song will kick in or whatever. Like you're collecting mixtapes and stuff, and so certain songs. So, but by and large, the soundtrack is a little more mellow, which isn't. It kind of, and the game overall feels a lot slower than Tony Hawk. Like it feels like everything, like the timing for all the missions and stuff, have too much of a time. Like you don't really feel a whole lot of pressure in a lot of the missions.
Isn't Tony Hawk also sort of a skate bird?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for your.
I got the glasses. I got the Under Armour shirt. I got the hat on.
Yeah.
Wait till you see my snack.
Yeah, you got like a fanny pack on. Is that where you keep like your?
No, it's kidding.
I
keep my jokes.
It's like it's on Game Pass. I highly recommend checking it out if you like skateboarding games. It's hard to just recommend it in a world where Tony Hawk is like on everything, like the new one, and it's like it's an exponentially better skateboarding game. But this doesn't really feel like it's clearly going for the Tony Hawk fan base, but like the Tony Hawk fan base isn't really. It's like it's not going for the skateboarder culture. It's going for the Tony Hawk fan base culture instead. Which is weird. It's a weird way of going. It's cute though, and there's a lot of funny lines. Like the birds are actually pretty funny in the cutscenes and stuff. Like, and you get to customize your bird and like put like all sorts of funny costumes, and you're unlocking costumes, and there's different breeds, and it's got some crossover with there's like a popular Twitter feed that was Alex the Honking Bird. There's like a song dedicated to one of the birds in there and stuff. So there's a bit of like social media meme crossover with it too. But by and large, it's very, very cute. I don't necessarily recommend it, but I definitely say it's worth checking out. Like if it goes on sale, definitely get it. It's on Game Pass, so get it there. If you got a PC or an Xbox, download it because it's definitely worth your time there. Yeah, And it has all of your Tony Hawk tropes that you could possibly think about. Collectibles, collect the word skate, all that kind of stuff. So
the guy who wrote that, his name is Oliver Nelson. He wrote Hypnospace Outlaw and Airport Made for Aliens Ran by Dogs.
Yeah.
And he has another one coming out like next month called Organ Trading Simulator. And then he's got that Max Payne Werewolf Hotel game that looks really cool coming out. Yeah, he's a really good writer.
You can play it on your Razer Kishi if you want.
Yeah, there you go. It's slow and yes, it's the writing is I compliment the writing because it made me chuckle several times. Like it's just
He's
cute
great.
because he really nailed like birds. I guess I like just like what if birds were human? How would they react? And yeah, he fucking yeah, it's good. It's a solid a solid game. Like nothing's wrong with it, but like also it's kind of boring. Like it's very slow for a skateboarding game. And I guess last but not least is Deathloop.
Ooh yeah.
Yeah, Deathloop. That's a hell of a game. That's a hell of a game.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know. I just assumed up until a few days before it coming out that it was just going to be a straight up like roguelite, but it ain't. It really isn't. I mean, it has the tropes of that, but it does not play. It plays more like a Hitman game than anything.
Sure.
It's I don't know how to talk about it without like just like spoiling some of the cool little like things that pop up as you go into the game.
I'll say I played it. I didn't play enough to talk about it, but I will say I wasn't expecting it to be a comedy. It's like straight up just a comedy game. It's funny.
Yeah.
It's the two characters are constantly like talking shit to one another over the radio, and it's very funny. Your main character Colt is kind of a big ass dummy. He's a big old idiot, but in a funny like Thor kind of way, and not in like so you're learning along with him some of the shit because he's forgotten everything. Every day, so like it's so you're stuck in a time loop. It's cut into 4 times a day. So when you're in one of those periods a day, the time doesn't move. But when you like exit it, it will move forward to it's. And so certain things only happen during certain times of the day, and you're just kind of picking up all of the clues as you go along to try to figure out like the main goal. The goal of the game is to break the time loop, and to break the time loop, you need to kill all the bosses in a single day. And you're just learning how to do that, and you get better and better as you go along at sort of learning what everyone's doing, where everyone's at. You're getting more powers. You're eventually like, because okay, so if you die or you get to the end of the day, you start over and you lose your gear, except for like but you can infuse things with like with the energy that's your residium. And so it will stay with you when you start the next morning. So that's basically what you do. And you get residium by, there's like glowing items throughout the level that you can just like Infamous, where it's like you're draining the neon or electricity from signs and shit. It's like that. Or like when you kill somebody, you get the residium. When you die, you get 3 goes. When you die, it's sort of like Shovel Knight, where it just drops your loot where it was and sends you back a little ways. And if you get back to your stuff, you get to reclaim your residium. And so, I mean, from there, like it's got a cool nail gun in it, which I'm always a big fan of nail guns. The kick in this game is one of the most satisfying fucking kicks I have ever had in a video game. It's your melee move, and it's pressing the right stick, and it is a hard kick. Like you are knocking people like onto the ground.
I can tell this man's never played Cruelty Squad.
Cruelty Squad is more funny. The kick, yeah, it's fun to do the jibs kick, but
I was gonna say it reminds me of Might and Magic, Heroes of Might and Magic, Dark Messiah. That game,
yeah. But it's funny. It's cool. Like I'm feeling like I'm getting the hang of the like where I'm going, what I'm doing. You're getting more and more powers. It becomes a little BioShocky, like in terms of gameplay.
It's looking like it.
Yeah. I'm always a big fan of games that let you just like sit on like an alcove, stare down into a base, and then like mark enemies and just try to like figure out their paths as you're going through
Yeah.
it. And every enemy, like the more like, so in order to mark an enemy, if you're playing on PlayStation 5, it's the D-pad down button. And so like holding it, like pushing it marks it. And if you hold it down, there's like, it's got like 3 stats. It'll give you 1 stat, 2 stats, 3 stats. So you know like what you're going in against. It's like, okay, this person has a standard kit, they're a meleeer, and they're slow. And it's like, so you also know going in like what these, because you know who these people are because you're all the same people stuck on this island together, constantly killing one another. It's funny. It plays really well. It's very you always love being like jumping down on somebody and doing like an assassination kill. Does that kind of stuff too. I mean, you can tell that this is the Dishonored people. Like it's blatantly like Dishonored 1970s.
Yeah. I really like how they make sure you don't get into the water. It's like it's just way too cold. You can't go in there.
Yeah.
And you get in water, it's like
if you get into water, that because it takes place in like the Arctic, but like the conceit is that you found like an anomaly was found in like the Arctic, and now you're just kind of like, it's like a military thing, and now you're just kind of, everyone there is trapped there, and everyone's studying it, but you're the one trying to break the loop because you want out of there. Who knows where the story's actually going at this point? I'm not deep enough in there to know, like, there's going to be some sort of hook or twist or whatever. Like,
I think you just leave.
Yeah, you just leave. You just walk away.
Well, because you can also play as the chick too.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's also the multiplayer mode is beautifully implemented because you get to play as Juliana, and it's basically you going into somebody else's game. So you're playing her in somebody else's game, whether it be a random person's game or a friend's game. And you can choose that. There's an option in your game to make it be just anyone can come into your game, friends can come into your game, or just it's a single player game. It's just AI.
It's like a really like low-key smart game design too, because you both as players are aware of what this level is. So when you go in as her, you have knowledge. You might have more knowledge than they do, or they might have more than you. Yeah. So it's like it's really smartly designed. It's super, and it's cool, and that plays into the whole story too.
Yeah, I would say it's cool because it plays so well into like what the rule set of sort of what this time displacement thing is, because there are times where as Colt you come in contact with other Colts and stuff. So like this multiplayer functionality plays into this weird time loop thing so well. Like it doesn't break immersion or anything to have this character existing while maybe she's chatting with you on the radio, and now here's another Juliana trying to shotgun you down in the middle of a building. But it really is like there is a lot of Hitman in it where you really are just kind of sitting there plotting out your next move. Like you're going to get to the point where you're going to have to kill all of these people in one single day, and you're going to be able to figure it out by what their movement patterns are, what they do, where they go, what they're weak to, and what they need, so I'm really excited to just like get more into it. I wish I could have played it more to talk about it more, but where I'm at right now, I can really tell that this is definitely, it was worth the wait. It is a way better game than I expected it to be.
Sony did the game dirty. Like
yes, they did.
So.
Yes, they did.
In what way?
It is.
They took too long to show the game off, and even what they've shown isn't enough. Like they
seem to be super.
For once, they didn't actually go into like what the game actually is. Yeah, where it would have done it well.
I feel like Sony focused too much on the arcane, the arcane gameplay mixed with it's a roguelike and not really explaining what that means in the sense of this game.
They never explain why it was different, and I swear if they would have like given off what the vibe is of the game, because it's a really fun and like up kind of like exciting comedy to
Yeah.
play. Like
Yeah.
and the trailers that they put out are not that vibe at all.
No,
It's
they're
like
not. It was super.
Yeah.
So like, I will say that I watched a little bit of some people playing it on Twitch today, and it was just like everything's upbeat. Like, you know, the words splattered out everywhere. It's kind of like
a style.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like, I don't know. I think I was expecting it to be slightly soulless, kind of like GoldenEye levels.
Exactly.
It's absolutely not. It is so like everything is just sort of filled with character. The island is jam packed with just like little bits of like storytelling. You know, like it's
Dude.
and I love the like when you're going into a new area and stuff, like Colt's thoughts are like written in light on the sides of buildings and on walls and stuff. So you're like, it's like leading you along, but there's also a bit of like unreliable narrator going on because there's a bit of a hint that they may not be Colt's thoughts. Again, I don't know. But it's cool. It's funny. It has a great aesthetic. It's like everything's super 70s in it, and it's really cool. And I love that if you're just sitting there, because like the island has like a big like scientific like halo, like constantly shooting energy out and stuff, because that's what's controlling this island basically. And if you just kind of sit there, you just sort of hear the low humming of this machine just constantly playing in the background, just like sending out signals or something. It's just got like its sound design is really good too. It's like everything about it's really fucking well thought out, really like they took time. Every little detail feels like they actually paid attention to how this was going to interact with this world as a whole. Because it's one map and it's you exploring. It's not a huge map either. I mean, it's big, but it's not massive.
It's dense. There's a lot of shit in
that. And they know you're going to be seeing it over and over and over again. And what they've done with it, I'm fucking impressed with this game. And again, Sony did it dirty. I'm with you on that too. I did not think it was going to be a comedy until like you immediately like it starts off immediately funny, and it's just and not a single trailer had a sense of humor to it. It made it look like it made it look like a 1970s like spy versus spy movie, which it's not. I mean,
all they had to do was literally do a 10-minute gameplay clip from the start of the game towards like that's all they had to do, and they didn't.
Yeah, show the first loop. Show like the first loop, and you would immediately understand what the fuck's going on. So
it's just so weird how we had like 4 presentations about this game.
Yeah.
And like they barely showed it off, and then they barely showed off like what the game actually is, and then what the story is, and then what the vibe is. Like they just completely marketed the whole thing wrong. And if Microsoft was behind it, I don't think we would have this issue. I think Microsoft would have shown it off in its entirety at E3, said this is what Deathloop is. It comes out in November, Game Pass. Like that's what that would have been versus what we got with Sony, which is very, very strange. I don't know why they did the game the way that they did. So,
yeah. That's it. That's all. Unless you want me to talk about the fucking 4 hours, 5 hours of Metal Gear Solid 5 I played last night.
No, that's all right.
I'm really interested in.
We do have.
I finally beat. No, I was gonna say.
Yeah. We do have something that I want to talk about.
Playing along with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
What, Dally?
I'm waiting. I know it's coming. Yeah. Here we go. There it is.
Mountain Dew Thrashed Apple. Thrashed Apple. The things I find while I'm waiting in line at Kroger. I thought, you know what? Let's do this. Let's chat.
Kroger thanks your low inhibitions immensely.
Yeah. It is dew charged with crisp apple. Natural and artificial apple flavor. 270 calories per bottle. I can tell you about the ingredients, but they're the exact same ingredients that are in every single bottle of Mountain Dew. This is just greener, or I should say less green. It's like more faded. I don't know if you can tell. Here we go.
It looks murky.
Yeah.
It's a little murky. Let me go with this. Man, I'm going to put myself right there. Okay. It is a little murky. It kind of is a little murky. There you go. It looks like if you've left limes in like
they got
or cucumbers in water for like too long. It
They
looks
got
like if you left
sun-bleached.
kale, sun bleach. All right, let's give this a shot. See if it tastes like it. So it fall. I wasn't gonna go with the pumpkin spice latte route, so let's give this one. All right.
I can't imagine it not just tasting like Mountain Dew.
Yeah, it's not one I would recommend.
I just
No.
tried the this year's voodoo flavor that they
Oh,
put
yeah?
out, the Halloween one. It's like some sort of like blue taffy flavor or something. It's weird.
So this has I taste the apple in there, but it's also the Mountain Dew flavor. So there's like it's like a faded apple.
I've got sour cherry hard cider if that's for any fucking.
Oh, there you go,
I
sour
tried
cherry.
I tried Mountain Dew's what was it, the Wicked Melon or the melon one that they
Yeah, the
made?
watermelon one.
Yeah, the water.
That was kind of poopy.
Yeah,
I have
Wasn't great.
Like, I like the zero sugar one. Like that one's actually.
Yeah, it's if we ever go for MDs, we always get zero sugar.
Yeah. I kind of
They're
like
pretty
it.
good.
Yeah.
I want my iridescent green drink, please.
there you go.
Dye yellows number 7, please.
Yeah,
Tell me
I know.
right now.
What's that? Like they have like a Monster energy drink that is like infused with legitimate nitrous. Like,
Oh, really?
like they just
Oh, my
like
Lord.
yeah. It just makes it's like wow. Okay, we're just gassing people now in their drinks. Cool. Let's do it.
If I legitimately like the taste of the Mountain Dew or not the Monster Zero Sugar in the white can.
I
Yeah,
can't
no,
wait.
it's great.
Yeah,
It's great.
That's
I
a
don't know
good
what you're
that's a
talking
good
about. It's
beverage.
good.
I kind of
Yeah.
want one right now.
I can't wait to I can't wait to actually try that like hard Mountain Dew that they're putting out. Like that seems like that sounds genuinely like very
Is that
bad. But
happening?
also, yeah. There's like
Yeah.
4 different flavors of Mountain Dew that they're making like hard Mountain Dew. I forget what they
Yeah,
called it because
my wife is gonna put me on like a list to be watched. I'm pretty sure.
Taylor,
Well-
have you had the Mountain Dew Gold, which is like it's like the white version, but it's just like a different flavor. It's like mango, I think. It's actually really, really good.
Oh,
Yeah.
we also don't. We don't buy we indulge by buying zero sugar A&W root beer. So like once every other month. So we're not really big soda drinkers in the house. But I want that right now.
Yeah, we don't drink a lot of soda in our house either. I did also buy those Pokemon Oreos.
There we are.
So
we're all good. We're all just a bunch of fucking scabs.
And you've scoured them for Muse to sell on eBay.
Yeah.
Yes. Are Muse going for money on eBay? All right. Looks like
$5, $6.
I just got a sand shrew one right here. So
nice. Nice.
Dude, we ate our whole thing over the week, and I never looked at one of the cookies to see what Pokemon was on there.
You could have bought 5 more bags of Pokemon cookies. With that, we're going to give you some of your time back. We did not hit that hour and 30-minute mark, so this is good. We did it.
It's a world record.
It's a record.
Guys, Sable comes out on Game Pass on the 22nd.
So Wednesday. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
We'll be checking.
Might have something to talk about next week.
there we go.
I'll be
have a
playing
few things to talk
Eastward
about
still.
next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have a couple games to talk about at least. So,
Well, yeah, you got that big one.
Yeah. You can find us at sidequesting.com at sidequesting. And look, as I'm shutting down, that number is going up in the viewers. Oh, goodness. Sorry, everybody. You missed out on a great. We spilled all the beans about the next Batman game or something.
Yeah.
You can find us at sidequesting.com. I'm at, let's do this. I'm at Dolly Domofsky right there. You can see. To my left, your right is the _double_J, JJ Holder. Yeah. Down here in the corner, but never in a corner because nobody puts baby in the corner. Zach at OK Quest. And the gentleman who is also blurring his background like modern people do.
Yeah.
No,
Look at the Evangelion children. You must.
I'm gonna buy that
Don't
Blu-ray.
dox me, bro.
Don't look at my books behind me.
There you go. Taylor Bliss at Taylor Bliss. And you can also check out JJ's podcast.
As we were recording this, the Zootopia episode went live, so
Nice.
It's there, ready to go. It's
The
a
furry one.
It was.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say it's an episode about the furry.
No,
culture.
it ends up with us becoming increasingly like more
Furries.
increasingly more upset when we realize just how like weird with today's culture that movie has really become. Like, whew, that's a hard movie now. Yeah.
Intentionally.
Yeah.
That was an intentional choice that they made making
Like,
the movie.
It was like in 2016, it was already on the verge of being like questionable. And now in 2021, you're like, she goes up on a stage and has this like white power speech of like it's in their like this violence is in their soul. They're savages. You're like, oh wait.
And then the animals are also really hot too.
Yeah. It's got Shakira in there, like doing her thing. So yeah, they just really went all in. They really went all in.
They went all in. With that, you can go all in with us at SideQuesting, and we'll see you in the next episode of The SideQuest. Bye.